So, for the last couple weeks, we've been eagerly anticipating the announcement of a secondary mid card title for the women, specifically for the Raw brand. And finally, last week, Adam Pearce, in a very underwhelming manner, announced the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship last week before Raw went on the air, and then there was a recap mid-show to let us know that there's a brand new title for the women. I was complaining about it. The tournament did officially kick off this past Monday, resulting with Dakota Kai advancing in her qualifying matches, but there are three qualifying matches to go, and we're going to sit here and talk about the six women who we think should be the inaugural women's IC champion. And joining me is, of course, Katie Kinsey Bebe of the ShElite Showcase. Katie, welcome back to the 606.
Hi, thanks for having me back.
Of course, we had to bring you back because we had to redo this because we had such a fun time doing the the United States Women's Championship prediction videos on both of our channels. I'm excited to run this back. How about you?
Yeah, it is different this time, like you said. There's already like a bracket in place.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike last time, we were just like, fuck it, who should win? But yeah, this time it's a little different, but it's still the same for the most part. It'll be fun.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a look at this brackets. As we can see here, obviously, it is not the updated one with Dakota Kai advancing. She did beat Shayna Baszler and Katana Chance in a fantastic match, mind you, to qualify into the next round of the IC Women's Championship tournament. We also have Zoe Stark, Raquel Rodriguez, Kaden Carter. We all Lyra Valkyria, Selena Vega, Ivy Nile, Alba Fire, Kairi Sane, Natalia. There are some omissions from here, and we're just going to go ahead and take some liberties and assume there could be shenanigans afoot. We saw Jade Cargill be originally in the U.S. tournament and get replaced by Lash Legend of NXT, who, again, showed off as well. Killed it. Lash is a legend, for sure. And, yeah, we're just going to take some liberties here. And, Katie, being that you're the guest, I'm going to give you the honors of going first and who you think should be the inaugural IC Women's Champion, or at least the first option.
Well, also, I feel like this is an interesting thing to say. This is not the first woman to hold an Intercontinental Championship. That is, of course, to China. This is for the women's actual title.
Mm-hmm.
So, just throwing that out there for the people. Do your research, peoples.
One day,
we don't disrespect China up in here.
No, we don't. Definitely not. She's the GOAT. Matter of fact, she's right here.
Of course, he has a Funko at the ready.
Not ready. I have my little Eddie Guerrero shrine right here, kind of like Helga from Hey Arnold.
Jesus Christ.
She's in like the Eddie Guerrero friends and family section over here.
This man has a friends and family section. That's crazy.
Yeah. Might as well, right? Why not?
Might as well.
But going back to the women's IC title, I would love to see a scenario. I know we're off topic here, and I cut you off.
That's right.
How great would it be, like, let's say down the line, we have a woman that's so dominant, can win the IC women's title, but then also win the men's IC title, be the only wrestler in promotion history to be two different kinds of IC champion. I think that.
I've been wanting Rhea to fight for the men's title for years at this point, but they won't let me. They won't let her do that.
I mean, Naomi is on SmackDown, but I still want to see her be IC champion, especially since you made her IC champion in your promotion like 2 drafts ago.
Yep.
Or maybe it was last year's draft. Yeah. But the first election.
I feel like this is who a lot of people are rallying against, or for, not against. I helped manifest her coming back. She is the first person to advance in this tournament, Miss Dakota Kai.
Shout out to Dakota Kai.
She's so pretty.
We love her.
Yeah, Dakota has busted her ass for years, has never won a singles title, multiple-time tag team champion in her own right, multiple factions, damage control, all of that stuff. But Dakota is such a good wrestler and can talk on the mic and can back it up and all of these things. I think having Dakota being the inaugural champion could do wonders. Because I feel like she's the perfect embodiment of like the women's mid-card scene.
Right, for sure.
She's a part of the faction, but like Asuka's hurt, Io's going for the women's title, Kairi's in the tournament as well.
Mm-hmm.
So damage control is kind of like all over the place right now, but I think Dakota is a good person to have to be the first champion.
100%. I agree with you. She was my number one pick as well to be the inaugural champion. When we talked about in the US title videos, one of the person I feel are parallels in between on the SmackDown side is Mia Yim. And I feel like she serves this role perfectly to a T. And I don't think there's any single detractor saying that Dakota shouldn't win this title. So I'm with you. She's my pick number one. But if she doesn't win, I think the clear number two for me is this woman, Lyra Valkyria. I have long since turned the corner on Lyra Valkyria. I always liked her as a performer. I always thought she was great. I never really got behind her in terms of the entrance and the presentation of things. It wasn't until she got to the main roster on Raw with the smoke and everything. She had an aura about her, and she went to the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament and lost to Nia Jax, who I argue should have beat Nia Jax and been queen, but Nia's been actually a really serviceable queen as well, so can't really hate on that decision too much. And Lyra, I feel like, is in that spot where she should be a top champion or be in contention for a championship, but because of the way that the World Women's title is being kind of like held hostage by the Liv Rhea storyline, you can't really do anything with her. And she disappeared on WWE TV for weeks, maybe even months at a time. And I don't think it was even injury related, Katie.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why she took this time off. She did take a little bit of time off. She's back now, of course. I've been a fan of Lyra since NXT. I'm all about my Valkyrie there. I love her presentation. Former NXT Women's Champion, so there is faith in her to be a champion and hold her own. Everything about her is so cool. Plus, she's adorable and can also kick your ass. Like, that's the best combination of a person. And I don't know, everything about her just like screams champion to me.
Yeah, for sure. I do. Well, she is a former champion, so she has that pedigree already. And she, like I said, finals, the Queen of the Ring. So obviously, the office, the creative team is firmly behind her and are fans of her and see big things for her. So this would be a perfect way to capitalize it if they want to go with someone that's a little bit more. No shade against Dakota, but someone that's a little bit more consistent and maybe even younger. Like if they want to go with a younger route, someone that can be kind of like a Braun Breaker, like a parallel, if we're making comparisons, I think Lyra would be a perfect candidate for that. But if not, Katie, who should be the third option?
I talked about her before I realized it was just SmackDown Women because I don't listen to Nick Aldis. Sometimes it happens. When I wrote about it, I brought up former and first Queen of the Ring, Zelina Vega.
Ugh. Shout out.
I mean, that's another person who can talk on the mic.
Yes.
She was the mouthpiece for Andrade in NXT. Went toe-to-toe with her now husband, Aleister Black, in NXT, and that is just iconic as its own. And, like, being the mouthpiece for all of these men when they can't do it themselves, And she's really good in the ring. She's very fast. She's very passionate about everything. Yeah, right now she's with LWO and Ray and everything like that. But I think Zelina could, nobody expected her to win Queen of the Ring the first go around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. I don't really remember that time frame anymore, but a lot of people didn't think she was going to win. She's an underdog in that aspect. And I think having her be the first women's IC champion could be very beneficial, and it could help the LWO do something.
That group needs a championship.
They struggle over there.
Well, I guess Dragon Lee technically is the speed champion, but he can't do speed on the show because it's Twitter exclusive.
Well, yeah, because speed is illegal. Vince can't do speed on a show.
Exactly. It's only on Elon Musk's Twitter platform that you can do speed.
Speed is a drug, folks. Speed is a drug.
Hell of a drug. Not that I would know personally, but I agree with you. Zelina Vega is a perfect candidate to be the inaugural women's champion. Just on her mic work alone, she's improved so much in ring, obviously, but she was always really good in the ring. I feel like she wasn't like a Bayley or like a Charlotte Flair, but she held her own 100%. And personally, I think it'd be nice to see. Just cause. Just cause. My next option here, and I think we might be in agreement, and I'm sorry, but I feel like I might be stealing this selection from you. And that is Ivy Nile. She has improved so much. And speaking of needing something for a faction to do and rally behind, American Made, since they've gotten into their feud with the Wyatts, have kind of been floating by, skating by, I guess. They haven't been doing anything too positive, anything too negative. It's been 50-50 booking with the whole group as a whole. Ivy Nile should get a women's championship. She never was around the NXT roster long enough for her to be in contention for the NXT Women's Championship. So this is a perfect opportunity to rectify that and get her in a position to get that Women's Championship. And it's someone that can help add some legitimacy and credibility to American Made. How do you feel, Katie?
So I actually didn't have Ivy on my show,
surprisingly,
and I love the Pitbull Ivy Nile. You watch any show I've been on, I've sang her praises for many a month, many a year. But I was also looking at it through each part of the bracket, and looking at that, and I was like, ooh, Zelina and Lyra. Out of the three of them, Lyra and Zelina over Ivy, but I love the fact that, Ivy is one of the strongest people. She's smaller than me, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Can bench press anybody we know, more than likely.
Bench press me for sure.
She's so strong, and it's more so just she would Chad Gable would have to do the talking.
Yes,
if that were the case, because Ivy's definitely not there yet on the mic. But her in-ring work, I definitely think, makes up for that. It could be interesting. I don't like that, because that triple threat is next week.
Is it? So that's the one that's announced for next week. Got it.
So Lyra, Zelina, Ivy is next week as we record those.
Right. And you know what? It just kind of goes to what we said at the top of the episode, is that we kind of tackled on this list slightly different because we know the competitors in the brackets this time around. Mm-hmm. So had we not known the matchups, I feel like Ivy Nile would have been someone you would have selected.
Yeah. Had we not known, or had a bracket not been announced yet, Ivy definitely would have probably been on my should list.
Okay. All right. So then going on to your next selection and number 4 overall, who do you believe should be a contender to be the inaugural IC Women's Champion?
I'm going another member of Damage Control. She has won. Yep, there she is. It's Kairi Sane. She's won titles everywhere else she's been. Former NXT Women's Champion 2-time, I believe. 2 times? One time.
She's won the tag titles with Asuka for sure at least 2 times, I think. The first go round and then the second go round, I think.
But like NXT Women's Champion.
She is a one-time Women's Champion, I think.
Just one time?
Just the one time, yes.
Oh, because her and Shayna played hot potato with it in NXT.
Did she? It's Googleable. While you go ahead and make your point, I'll search that up.
Yeah, I mean, Kairi was in the Mae Young Classic. Like, that's how long this has been going on. The Pirate Princess. Now she's, Sky Pirates and Damage Control and all of that fun stuff. She's one hell of a competitor. She's very entertaining in the ring, both talking backstage, on the mic, in ring work in general. Just her overall appeal. Yeah. I think she could be a really good first or inaugural women's champion or women's IC champion.
Yeah.
And like that brings legitimate, like same thing with if Dakota wins, like that brings legitimacy back to Damage Control that they haven't really had since like Io was champion.
Yeah.
So
I agree. It's not a bad route to go. And also, if you're trying to create some tension, obviously Dakota's been the most vocal member of the Raw roster about that IC championship. Mm-hmm. So imagine if she gets to the finals and it's against Kairi Sane, or if she doesn't make the finals and Kairi Sane does now that create some friction within Damage Control? Because we all know Io and Kairi are a lot more closer than Dakota is to either of those two. And you can see a situation where we get evil King Coda back, and she's out here just wrecking people in cages all over again. Shout out to Tegan Nox.
Yeah,
or was it Candice LeRae that she did that too? I can't recall.
No, she kicked the shit out of Tegan Nox.
Yeah. So we'll see. It could go either way, especially after what happened on Raw with the New Day. I don't rule out anything anymore. So I like that option. I also had Kairi Sane as a possibility for me. And you know what? I'm sensing the theme here, and I'm going to follow that theme. And we saw Jade Cargill, like I said, get eliminated and taken out of that U.S. women's tournament over on SmackDown and replaced with Lash Legend. Obviously, you can go that same route with having the NXT call-up, fill that void. But what if it's a returning superstar, and the superstar we haven't seen in a while that fills that final spots on either of the final triple threat qualifier matches? Let's go back to Damage Control and talk about Asuka, because we haven't seen the Empress of Tomorrow in a long time, and she has been one of, if not the best women's characters on main roster in NXT, the most dominant NXT Women's Champion of all time,
undefeated NXT Women's Champion.
Undefeated NXT Women's Champion. My sister, as a Bayley fan, still has PTSD about the Asuka lock to this day.
Asuka choking Bayley out and starting her title right now.
Exactly. My sister, shout out to Beto, she still has PTSD about that. But also on the main roster during the pandemic era, she really held things down before that title got dropped over to Sasha Banks, and then the Golden Role Models were doing their things. Asuka was holding it down. Asuka as a mid-card champion. Oh my god. Like, that's his best. That's like putting the mid-card title on like one of your best wrestlers ever. Like, you can't go wrong. That's not a bad option. Obviously, this is a Hail Mary. This is more of a long shot, given that she's not even in the bracket. She's not in the tournament, and we don't even know what her health is.
Yeah, I don't think she's cleared in any way, shape, or form.
Don't know. I haven't heard anything about Asuka. For all I know, she's just been taking a vacation this whole time. And not
she had knee surgery.
She might have healed up and is just chilling on the beach somewhere. We don't know what's going on with Asuka. Anything is possible. The multiverse is real. So sure. You never know. We never know.
Wasn't that 6?
That's, I think, was 6. Was it?
Yeah. Dakota, Lyra, Kairi, Zelina, Ivy, Asuka.
All right. Fair enough. You want to throw one more in there as an honorable mention?
Sure. again, depending on her bracket, Zoe Stark. Fuck it. She has
that's why I had it too.
The potential to be a good champion. She is a tag team champion, former tag team champion in NXT with EO. Yeah, which is still so strange to me.
So random.
Fucking weird. It was that goddamn Dusty Classic. It just made everything crazy. Yeah. Dusty Classic gives us some crazy tag teams. Especially now because, like, again, pre-bracket, Shayna Baszler 100% would have been on my list.
Yeah, agreed.
Dakota beat Shayna and Kaden, ergo, Shayna's not on my list. And Sonya's not even in the tournament.
Exactly.
So someone from another faction, PFC, which is a terrible fucking name, by the way, guys. We could do so much better. Having Zoe be the champion, like, you definitely could have Sonya be the mouthpiece because Sonya's very good at talking. And Shayna just be, like, extra muscle. And you could realistically have Zoe be, like, your champion in that faction. She has the capability in ring if she can stay safe.
Exactly. Honestly, like, she's my pick to win that triple threat match whenever that happens. For obvious reasons, we'll talk about on the other video on your channel. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate my Asuka variable and give her the honorable mention and give the full 6 spot to Zoe Stark because she deserves it. God damn it! So Zoe Stark is the official number 6.
Okay, there
you go. With that being said, Katie, once again, thank you for joining me here on the 606. This has always been fun. I'm looking forward to talk about who shouldn't win the IC Women's Championship over on your channel. Where can everybody find the channel? Where can they find you so they can go ahead and find all your good content?
Oh, yeah. So you can, twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase, youtube.com/ShElite Showcase. There's a lot of cool stuff on the channel. We're winding down the year, so only a few more weeks of content in December. We're cranking everything out. Seasonal Showcase is coming up. Our ShElite Awards is going to be our last show of the year, and we're going to take, like, the week of Christmas off because I'm a nice guy. So, good things coming. You can obviously check all that stuff out there, and you can see the half of the video I did on my channel for the women's US title.
Yeah, it'll be in the link of the description of this video, so go ahead and click that down below to just go straight to all the Katie goodness. But with that being said, SES Vince 606, this has been great. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, y'all.
Bye.